Welcome into Olympus High School for KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. We've got a doozy and a rematch from a game already played this year as the Hillcrest Huskies prepare to take on the Highland Rams. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Thrilled to be joined by assistant coach Mark Hardy of the Olympus Titans for this one. And Coach, the two programs played already, but man, they got a lot of talent returning for a second matchup this year.
Yeah, I think this will be a really good game. We played Hillcrest earlier this week. Obviously, we're really familiar with Highland. Really good matchup. We played a really good game earlier this week, but they're getting better every game. As of these, we studied out Hillcrest. We saw a lot of progress from their early games to now. And obviously, watching Highland quite a bit, they're getting better. They're on a little bit of a winning streak right now and really starting to hit their stride a little bit.
Well, you talk about Hillcrest, and Coach Sluga, what a job he's done here. He's got whom I've called the best scorer that you haven't heard of in the 5'11" senior Maddox Albers, averaging 21 points a game. He's also dishing 6 assists. The point guard, wearing number 3 for Hillcrest, he can score it. Like not a lot of others can.
Oh, yeah. He makes tough shots. I mean, he had a few the other night where, we thought we guarded him really well, and he just made really hard shots over people. Even with his size, he really elevates, has a really good jump shot, gets in the air, and gets it off pretty easily. So, the real key when you're guarding him is you've got to stay on the ground because he's great at kind of coming to a jump stop and getting you in the air and then going up and elevating. But he is a scorer. He really can get in the basket.
And then you talk about Highland and Coach Chris Jones, second year for the Rams, and he's got himself a plethora of young talent. We'll go through that as the game proceeds. Highland in the home whites, Hillcrest in the road blacks, and the opening tip controlled by the Rams. This is Matt Lamson, one of the few returning contributors from last year. We talk about all the youth. Here's one of them in Isaiah Drisdom. They work this round inside. Sent out, corner 3 here from Gaddis is off the mark. Hillcrest with the board.
So he misses that, but he's a good shooter. And then what you'll really want to watch with Highland is they do a great job with the draw and kick. They space you out, and then they have their shooters on the perimeter and really look to draw and kick right there.
Siffa Brown had the rebound there for the Rams. He's got it now. He'll pull up from 17 straight away.
And Siffa's just starting to really get going. He's a really good football player. Got a little dinged up at the end of football, and I think he's starting to get healthy, and he's a real key for them because you look at him, he's a real physical mismatch.
Listed at 6'5", just a junior, but he's big.
And he jumps quick.
Tough reverse there for Albers, and it's cleared by Highland. Here's the freshman. This is a name you're going to hear a lot about, Isaiah Drisdom. Yes, that Drisdom family. He's going to be a good one here in the state.
Oh, yeah. Isaiah's really talented, and he's playing a little bit more every game. He's starting to really get comfortable playing, and I'm really impressed with how patient he is and just really plays the game the right way.
This is a shooter right here, and Johnson is good ball movement. Yep. Brown extra pass, Isaiah open 3.
Yep, and there you go, right? They get the floor space. They have the one guy inside, and then they make the extra pass, playing really unselfish. They got guys that can shoot it.
This is a Hillcrest team that, look, they can shoot the ball as well. Highland, they're near the top of the state in terms of made threes. They love that perimeter shot, and when it's falling, boy, they can score in bunches.
Yep.
Tough turnaround and hit by Deshaun Wilkerson Bowie. This is an addition from Murray, and he's been a good one for Hillcrest.
Yeah, no, really good player, very active on both ends, and it'll be interesting if they want to come bring help with Seffa. They can probably play him one-on-one, but he's a tough matchup.
There's Lamson working away from that screen. Good rotation here by Hillcrest. Drisdom, boy, that's a quick 3 off the mark.
Yeah. See, Hillcrest does a really nice job of not letting you come off the screen right there. They're going to force you into, going to the baseline instead of coming off the screen. They like to trap the screens a lot as well.
Highland here to inbound. Lamson gets it back. A little pump fake there. Open up a little bit of space.
Yeah, a lot of 5 out right now, even for Highland.
Are you seeing more and more of that in the state,
yes,
Coach?
much more. You see it at all levels of basketball.
Yeah.
But just as guys get more skilled and the big guys can shoot, you are seeing a lot more of that.
Brown missed that 3. Yep. Hillcrest on the other end. Good closeout by Johnson. Angle 3, just short, tapped out. We got a foul here inside. It'll be our first foul of the contest, and Coach Jones asking what did he do. The call there on Gaddis, his first. Huskies here to inbound. Quick ball movement.
Yep.
That three just rimmed out. Boy, how about physical rebound there?
Yeah, Hillcrest very active on the boards. 11. What's his name?
Madry.
Okay, yeah, he's a very active player, left-handed, and he really goes to the boards hard. Got a great body.
And just for those, asking about over the back call on that last one, there was no over the back.
Yeah.
So both players got the ball in the same spot in the air, and Hillcrest able to convert off the inbound. Tough drive, well defended there by Micah. He's pushing tempo here with the Huskies. Here's Albers.
Here he goes. I mean, just gets it off so quick and gets where he needs to go.
That ball touched the end line. It'll stay here. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's kind of a quick burst. The next thing you know, he's in the air. That ball's coming off. 5-4, good start for the Rams. It'll be Husky basketball when we come back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
Welcome back here. Just under 5 to go here in the first quarter. Dane Stewart, Mark Hardy with you. The Olympus Titans, 1-point contest. Highland out in front.
So it's interesting. They're putting Grayson on Maddox. Just try to have some size, I think, to bother him a little more. Good pass right there.
Right inside. And it is the addition from Murray. Thompson, or Deshaun Wilkerson Bowie with the flush. And the first lead of the game to Hillcrest.
Yeah, he did a good job selling Sefa there, and then obviously the athleticism to go up and finish.
What answer does Highland have? Here's Drisdom. Safe. Oh, I love the ball movement to find Johnson in the corner. Saved, but goes to Brown. Sefa looking inside. Gaddis had it knocked out. Boy, Hillcrest, good response defensively there.
Very much so. Like I said, you see anytime there's some action on the ball, they're very aggressive to trap the screen. So, Highland's got to do a good job getting the ball moved and then getting it to their shooters for those open shots, and you just got to get them to go in.
Rams. Go ahead.
I was going to say, a lot of they look for Nate on that quick lob right there on the inbounds play, but there again, any sort of ball action, they go and double team it. Just get a tough call there.
That foul called on Deshaun, first on the senior. First team foul on Hillcrest. Here's Sefa.
Being a big size advantage for Johnson, and there they had Maddox on him. It'll be interesting if they try to kind of post him and get him the ball on the move.
Good perimeter ball movement.
Very
Sets
good.
up Gaddis and he hits it.
That's what Highland does really well is they space you and then they get in the lane and kick it, and they got guys that can shoot everywhere. Grayson, he's a good shooter, really good spot-up shooter.
Here's Hillcrest. Drive. Shut down by Gaddis. They find Albers for three.
Yeah, you got to stay attached to him.
First field goal of the game for Maddox. He settled for 36 in the first matchup against Highland.
Yeah, he'll get it up. I mean, Chris just kind of called Isaiah over and said, you can't help off of him. If someone else scores, you're going to live with that. But if you're guarding him, you have got to stay attached.
Gaddis, good drive.
Great drive and kick, and you got to. So Isaiah usually is a good shooter. He's got to make that, but you get a lot of really good shots off of that.
How about Johnson with the drive? We saw him take a lot of threes in the top 50, showing he's got more versatility in his game. Here comes Hillcrest. Madry.
It's going to be a charge, Nate's really good. Nate Johnson's a really good player, and he's gotten a lot better. And, Chris will tell you, I think, he's kind of the X factor for him. When Nate's good, they are really good. They're really tough to beat because he's just such an athletic player. They can get him on the wing. you see he's got a size advantage over the guy who's guarding him right now, and he's really cleaned his game up a lot. Doesn't turn it over as much.
Yeah.
He's getting in the lane, doing a lot of really good things this year.
I was talking to Coach Jones about him before the game, and he said, we're just helping him take the right shot.
Right.
And we've seen his development come a long way, and it's been a big key for them this year.
Yeah, they really need his scoring punch. So he's doing a really nice job. And even like today, he'll be really patient and wait for the offense to come to him, to Chris's point earlier.
And making a defensive play there.
This is where he's good in the open floor in transition.
Boy, that's a quick burst for Johnson. How about Nate? 12-9 the advantage here for the Rams.
They're going to get mad at his little cross screen. Then he's going to flare out, I think, here.
Yeah, here's Micah. Johnson defending him. Little spin move.
Yeah, good move.
And hits.
Big, strong kid, right? I mean, he just really hard to guard when he gets it that deep because he's got the strength to go right through you.
Well, that was one where it looked like his jump gets a little flustered with the defense there, or gets a little restricted, and yet had the strength to still get that away and finish.
Gather.
Brown inside.
This is where Cefa's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he just got great hands, good touch around the basket. Like I said, he's been a little dinged up early in the year and kind of get the football legs out still, but Cefa's going to be a real problem in our league for a lot of people.
Well, and you talk about more and more teams that go to that 5 out, and that's where it can really kill you, right? Because not a lot of guys have bigs that can just physical you in the paint.
Yeah.
And if Cefa can establish that, that's a decisive advantage.
Absolutely. And then, what you see at the 5 out too, then you slide the guy to the post, there's not the help to come from, because, it's not like these have been banging block to block the whole time. So they do a good job of him getting it and getting up quick. He's such a quick leaper. He can get it out before you can come bring any help. So Carter coming in number 1 here, I mean, he can really shoot the ball. He had 3 or 4, I think he had 5 threes the other day playing here. He's a really good shooter if he gets it.
Johnson, boy, love the vision there.
Yep.
Gaddis handing off inside.
Oh, that's a bad. He might have flopped there, but that's a good sign. Like Nate last year would have charged over that kid. And like this year he's doing a good job. Comes to a jump stop, gives it up where it needs to be, and could have created an easy basket right there.
That's the second on Gaddis. That's a big call.
Yeah.
Still in the first quarter here, and the big man now with 2.
Yeah. Highland's got some depth. So the kid they're bringing in right now, they call him Samurai. I'm not even sure what his name is, but he brings some serious energy, 25, when he comes in.
It is Sam Matheson.
Yeah. They nicknamed him that. But, he is really active. I mean, he does a great job getting his hand on every loose ball and creating a lot of good things for him.
If you're Hillcrest here, Gaddis still on the floor, do you go at him and try to get that third?
It's hard to do. I mean, if you get the right matchup, I think you can. But, I think you still got to kind of play your game and just let it come to you. He'll organically kind of create those matchups if you can get at them.
2-second differential here, game clock to shot clock in this first quarter. And Highland content to take a lot of clock off here.
Yep.
Hillcrest trying to bring some pressure up, and they foul him.
It's been interesting just watching a lot of games this week, seeing how people manage the end of quarter situation with the shot clock. You get it with like 40, you try to push it and go 2 for 1, you wait it out. I mean, there's just a lot of strategy I think people are learning, including us.
And here's the key to that, right? So that foul now shot clock's off, right?
Exactly.
So now you can hold for that last shot. 10 seconds left here in the quarter. Nielsen.
He can really shoot it.
Yes. You called it, Coach.
Oh, yeah, he can really shoot the ball. I mean,
Carter
we
Nielsen.
had a freshman tournament here last. I mean, he just can really fill it up. He's got a great stroke and really confident player.
The sophomore hits the 3 to expire the first. It's a 6-point lead for Highland. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. 6-point lead for the Rams. The arrow will give them the basketball back here to start the second.
Yeah, you see Highland's already played a lot of guys. They have a lot of good depth this year and, really comfortable going to the bench. Good play right there.
Yeah, that's a nice slip off the screen.
Good shot. Ooh, good.
Getting the offensive board.
Yeah.
Highland thought contact there. No whistle coming.
Yeah.
Coach Jones is still in the ears. Drive. Micah hanging.
Yeah, good play. I tell Chris every time he comes here, I'm like, if things are going bad, just look up all the banners of Highland. That'll get you feeling better. So, you got 2 Mr. Basketball banners, 2 Gatorade Players of the Year, a state championship banner. Like, that should make him happy to come here every time. Good play there.
Stathis, there it is.
Again, Nate's been really patient today, taking good shots and really creating. It's nice to see from him.
Maddox, boy, good defense there by Nielsen, not giving him any room. Or Lamson, my apologies.
Yeah, no, that's Carter on him, Nielsen. And you see he's just, staying attached the best he can. But, yeah, he got some quickness. It's a tough call, but.
There's a little bump on him when he's in the air, force him to the floor.
And like I said, he really looks to kind of draw the con. He goes so hard, A lot of times the officials will reward that aggressiveness.
So free throws here for Maddox, makes the first.
Yeah, he's played a lot of basketball. Started really early for Hillcrest. Played a lot of varsity basketball. He's really become a good player. Could always score, but it's become a much more complete player the last year or two.
It feels like Hillcrest always has that 5'10", 5'11", 6-foot guard who's just going to go drop 25 a night, right?
No, for sure. Like I said, Brandon's did a good job really kind of getting their culture right. And said the effort's there. And, they're just, I think they're really coming along.
Palming call, not one you see often.
No.
I'm sure on the bench you would appreciate that call, right?
Well, if it's not on Olympus, I would. But yeah, it's kind of a point of emphasis, I think.
You know what the other point of emphasis has been? Coaching boxes. Have you noticed that this year?
Yeah. Matt's kind of oblivious to that sometimes, but they've done a good job kind of reining in there. And I actually say, even watching the officials' credit, watching a lot of the younger games this week, we've got a lot of better young officials coming in and staying with it. It's been good to see.
Oh, an illegal screen there. Yep. Another costly turnover here for Highland.
Yeah, they're getting a little sped up right now. Like I said, you kind of got Isaiah and Lamson both out right now. And so, Anderton, 12, I think he's a sophomore as well. Or he's a junior, I'm sorry. But, young kid is just starting to learn how to play as well.
And that's the hard part, right? I mean, you have a lot of youth. And, even Coach Jones said, look, Isaiah's been good.
Oh, yeah.
But you're going up against juniors and seniors and guys who've done this multiple years. It just takes time to get accustomed to what varsity basketball looks like and how that plays. And that's, that point, right? Those screens, some of those small nuances, it just takes experience to learn it.
It does. And one thing Chris is really good at, we've talked a lot about just philosophically, is you've got to let them play, right? That's the only way they're going to get better. It's the only way you're going to learn. So he's done a really nice job. Like you see the depth that he's developed. This preseason, he's just given a lot of guys opportunities, so he's going to have some options as the year goes on. I mean, Carter's a good example of that.
Corner, open look, just
look right
off
there.
The mark. Offensive board,
so
Micah, and one. Boy, Madry's been really
tough.
probably the best player for Hillcrest in this first half.
He's been tough, very active, and like I said, just that body, he's just such a big, strong kid that if you don't get a body on him, he's going to go get the ball.
It was one of the things that really surprised me in doing preparation for this game. You've got Miles Mailer averaging 5 boards a game, Micah 7 boards a game, Wilkerson Bowie 12 boards a game. Like, they rebound the ball really well, Hillcrest does.
Yeah. Well, they play fast. They get a lot of shots up, so there's going to be a lot of opportunities there. But, again, they have great size and a lot of great athleticism in those spots.
Kick to the corner, the three.
He can make that. I mean, Jack's a good shooter, and I mean, like I said, Highland's got a lot of guys that if you don't get out to them, they will make a lot of threes, and it comes all off that penetration and the kick. They just get you mismatched.
Maddox, boy, he set up the three, got a good look.
Yeah, and that's a tough one you've got to rebound too. Is that that quick three? You got to be really alert. You saw that give the offensive rebound right there. It's tough to rebound the three.
Hillcrest just getting back.
One more good extra pass right there.
Gaddis corner, no.
But you notice Highland, they're all in the right spots.
Yeah.
They got a baseline on the corner.
There's never two guys in the same spot, right?
So
There's
they
no
space
congestion.
It really well, and they make that extra pass. Good shot right there.
Yeah, that's a nice open look for Weiniger. Averages 3 a game. Just hit that one.
Yep. One more. Just get it right there to that corner, and good look by the Carter right there.
Those rims aren't supposed to be programmed to kick out Highland shots for another couple of weeks, Coach.
That's right.
So that one was halfway down for Nielsen. Micah backing Nate
double
down.
dribble, they got it. Him in 11 Bolt, him in 35 Bolt, they do a lot better than they get the ball on the move. And they do a good job, like I said, kind of running him from the high post and then curling him to the post and trying to get him on the move where they can use that athleticism. That dribble down's become really common in the college game, but it's hard for high school kids to do that effectively, I think.
There aren't a lot of Gary Paytons,
That's right. That's right.
That was late Gary.
Out.
Yeah. Nate finding Sefa.
Yep.
In the home of the Titan triple, but the Titan's not on the floor. So
there's a lot of threes still today. So
here's Maddox.
Oh, yeah.
Boy. Set up a lane and clean up.
He creates so much attention. That's what it opens up is that putback right there because you got to come over and help. So makes a great drive and kind of they do a good job cleaning up the miss.
Tied up. Good response in this second quarter for the Huskies. That baseline was open. Yeah. Coach Jones frustrated that one. Deflected. Kept. Good defensive play there for Anderton. Transition 3, Lamson. One and done there. Hillcrest with the clear. Approaching 3 minutes left here, opening half. 22 apiece, Hillcrest and Highland. Here's Micah. Boy, he'll take the three.
Yeah.
That one had a lot of velocity behind it.
No, I mean, you got to live with something with him. You're gonna live with that shot and hopefully take away the drive or the post game from him.
And Highland turned it over there on the break. We've seen a couple ends here where the execution is maybe settled down a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, they got Isaiah and Matt back in. A little more experience to probably get them in their offense a little bit better. And same thing on the Hillcrest side. I think you'll see them try to get the ball inside to one of their big guys right here, or play off of Maddox maybe in a screen roll.
Really haven't involved Deshaun much offensively today.
Yeah.
Micah.
Yeah, tough move right there. You saw they were trying to kind of get him going to the basket right there, but
I'm actually surprised they didn't call a foul there. There was contact. I'm not petitioning for one, but
yeah, they're letting him play a little.
Yeah. Sefa kicks to Nate. He'll take the three. Strong.
Getting good looks, They just got to get him in.
Here's Maddox. That lane cleared by Deshaun.
Good ball movement right there and get a good look. Yeah.
And a foul here underneath going to be called on Lamson. Really didn't have much opportunity to get that board. Micah had good positioning.
Yeah, you see it. I mean, it starts with Maddox on the drive right there, so they got to rotate and help, and that creates the mismatch on the rebound. And so, it's when you got a player like Maddox who can do so many things, it just creates so many opportunities, even when he's not involved in the play, because there's so much attention drawn to him. So he gets it there, they kick it, they have to rotate, and then Matt's mismatched on the rebound. Like you said, it's kind of tough for him to get that one.
1-and-1 here. That was the 7th team foul on Highland as Micah makes the first. He's got one more.
Yeah, I really like Micah. He's a good player. He's really done a good job this half.
Normally I try to keep scoring totals. I haven't been able to today. He's got to be 8.
8 to 10, I'd say, yeah, easily.
Here's Drisdom.
Yeah.
Well, Lamson had some space.
Yeah.
Just looked like
So
he was maybe caught surprise.
They're going really small here, too. They're 4 guards and Cepha.
Brown. Boy, that'll help give Highland a little more confidence, right?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, if Cepha's making that shot, he's really tough to guard.
The lead back to the Rams, 25-24. Maddox tried to get that to Deshaun.
Traveled, yep. Yeah, you see him coming off, and you hear Chris yelling, don't foul him, because Mike is so crafty in there. And he's going so fast, it's easy to lose your balance trying to guard him.
Nearing 1 minute to go here in the first half. Contact here. Foul called on Deshaun. That'll be his second. Boy, that was not a lot of contact there.
It was interesting. I don't know what they saw. I wasn't really watching that part of the play, but must have been something away from the ball.
Yeah.
Again, they're just looking to spread them out, kind of the 5 out right there. They're going to get some movement and then, try to get the draw and kick game going again.
Nielsen, that 3 was off the mark. Here's Maddox. Well, you see that paint open. Able to get the edge in the finish.
Just so crafty. He can finishes there with his left hand, goes up and under. Got such a good burst. He is a really tough cover.
And there's
we said the other night playing, it's like, he's going to get his points. You just got to make him work from the best you can. But
they have made him work.
They have. They did a good job on him. So they say you just got to live with some of that stuff.
Drisdom.
That's where Isaiah is going to be really good, and that's kind of the next evolution in his game this year. I think is not only getting in the paint but finishing in there, and really great drive right there. Not a lot of freshmen that can make that play in traffic.
There's a lot of seniors that don't make that play.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good player.
Turned over, Drisdom. Will he get a look? He will.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, that looked good.
Hey, how about a
big finish to the half?
5-0 spurt for Drisdom, as Highland will take a 30-26 lead into the break. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week on KSLSports.com.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune. But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back here to Olympus High School. Hillcrest and Highland playing for the second time this year. And look, we had a couple minutes there in that second quarter where offense went a little dry, but fireworks end that first half by Isaiah Drisdom. Highland with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, looks like, kind of a renewed emphasis right out of the gates to get the ball back inside by Hillcrest. I'm sure they talked about that in the half. You said that little bit of a scoring drought to try to get it back inside and play out the big guys a little bit.
I was going to ask you, Coach, what do you do for these respective sides? Obviously, for Hillcrest, go inside. If you're Highland, what did you feel like worked? What would you try to do in the second half?
Yeah, like I said, Highland did a really good job spacing you and, getting the ball to shooters and, continue making that extra pass that's getting good looks. I think, the big thing for them is defensively, cleaning up the boards a little bit, keeping 11 off the boards, and then, continue to do a good job on Maddox.
Deshaun handing off. Micah, he'll take the three. Man, he's having himself a night.
Oh, yeah, like I said, he's a tough matchup. And, you just got to kind of live with that jump shot because, you got to live with something with a player like that. Good
boy.
There. Good
Yeah, threaded that one to Drisdom.
Yep.
Brown, that three wouldn't go. Rebounded by Hillcrest. Here's Maddox. We were trying to listen to point totals at half. Think he had 8 and think that Micah had 7. Micah looking baseline here, backing down Johnson. Long three here from Albers. Left it long. Not a lot of room for Johnson.
We get Nate scoring a little bit this half. Johnson, he's such a good scorer. Good play right there.
Yeah, Gaddis.
That's his shot. That's the one he usually makes.
It was online, just a touch long. Grayson hit a 3 back in the first quarter. And we're back with the Huskies.
Yes, it is.
Good defense there by Drisdom, huh?
Yeah, it was a good job.
That one knocked out. We'll head to Highland.
Yeah, 4th game in 4 days. You can see they're getting a little tired right now, and so it's just going to be a grind this half, I think, a little bit that way.
But, it's good preparation for state tournament, right?
Yeah, not as much, the old state tournament, you had to play 4 games in a week.
Yeah.
3 and 3 nights sometimes, but, definitely. So, sometimes these multi-day events are really nice, too, because, you don't have 2 days to prepare for someone, so you got to kind of go on the fly with the scouting report, play at different times of the day. It kind of really replicates that week a little bit where it's not going to be your normal routine. So.
Does it help your team find a consistent rhythm, or does it just introduce more tiredness? Or does it do a little bit of both?
Probably a little bit of both. Like I said, we played last night late again. It was our 3rd game. I thought, fatigue makes a coward out of everybody, right? And so we made a lot of decisions that weren't as good as they normally would be. I think fatigue had a lot to do with that. But it's good, though, because you got to learn how to grind through that a little bit and play tired.
That's the thing. It feels like every state champion team has an ugly game in the tournament, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The only one, our 2017 team with Ryland and that crew, they didn't have a bad game, but that was a unique group.
There's one game you won by less than 20.
Yeah,
so
exactly. They were pretty special that way.
That 3 from Maddox was long, and Highland able to get the stop. Johnson pushing it up the floor.
It's where he's good.
That lane open.
Where he's good.
He really has made great decisions all game long.
Been playing a really good floor game today, and like I said, when he does that, he makes Highland so much better because he can get in the lane. He can do a lot of things. There you go, right? Tough shot, floater going left, coming back right, and he makes it look easy.
And look, Isaiah Drisdom, he's learning via experience here, going up against one of the best scorers. He was right with him. That just makes a good shot.
Yep. Good move by Isaiah there. Like I said, I think that's the next step in Isaiah's game. What he's going to get a lot better at. In the year is finishing inside like that. He's doing a good job getting the lane, and you can tell every game he's getting more and more comfortable trying to finish in there and finding different ways to finish. He's a really crafty player. The other day he had a breakaway, and he went up and just about flushed it. It was kind of took everyone by surprise how quickly he got up.
See, and I kind of love, even today, we've seen him move a lot without the basketball, right? And they found him a lot on some of those cuts right underneath.
Very, very patient player. Obviously he's grown up around basketball, and, Chris does a great job emphasizing, playing right, sharing the ball, and doing those things. And he's really bought into that.
Couple offensive boards off of missed free throws,
yep.
but haven't been able to convert. Micah defending here by Brown.
Get the switch. Yeah.
Lost it. Cepha out on the run. Johnson with him.
Oh, good play right there. Tough call. But,
wow, foul called here from the backside.
Yeah.
We'll send Brown to the line here for 2.
Yeah, what I like to see Micah this happening. Like I said, they did a really good job in the first half, getting the ball on the move and kind of, setting him up. And so like this happening, he's gotten a little bit more trouble when he tries to isolate and get it himself. So I think Brandon's going to give him a quick breather right here and maybe kind of let him rest and catch his feet and kind of emphasize that with him again. 2
free throws here for Cepha. First is long. Highland's been back at the rim a lot from the line here in this third quarter. Here is the substitution to your point, Coach. Micah going to come off the floor. And checking in here for Hillcrest will be the 6'6 sophomore, Zach Tanner.
Yeah, and, he played I watched him the other day in the sophomore and JV games, and he's going to be a nice player. Got really good touch and obviously going to get stronger, but he probably grows about an inch a day. He kind of looks like that right now. His dad was a really good player, helps on the Hillcrest staff.
35-33. The game has kind of gone back and forth. Here is Tanner with it. Nice defense there by Brown to deflect it out. We'll stay here.
But you see, like Hillcrest doing a good job. They kind of emphasize it again right there is, bringing their big down off of the pin down screen, and then they can get him the ball in the post a little bit easier. So they can't fight him block to block. They can get him on the move.
In with Albers. Maddox playing away from that screen. 3 Rams around him.
Yeah.
Ooh, almost had a play of the game there for Deshaun.
Yeah.
Just couldn't quite corral it. Drisdom had a step.
14 fouls already. They're going to get the bonus pretty quick, so they need to keep attacking just like that.
Dusty always likes to say the other team always finds a way to catch up in these, though.
Well, every time they go by, the other team remind him of the foul count. So.
Inbounded. Lamson.
There he goes.
Over Johnson.
Good move by Nate right there. Oh, just kind of got stuck in between there.
Yeah, he did, and he hits it.
Right there.
Usually that is fraught with not good outcomes when you have that indecisiveness.
Yeah, exactly.
Isaiah,
well, he did a good job jumping the lane right there, so, no help on the backside right there.
Entry for Deshaun. You're going to front him. That lob could be there all
you got to
game.
be over on that weak side.
Into the corner. Gaddis works up with Johnson.
Yeah, they're going to clear it out right here. He's got a lane. And,
tough outlet. Corralled there by Lamson. Isaiah. He felt confident there. Gaddis offensive board. Ooh, just skipped off.
Yeah, I think it's the most aggressive I've seen Isaiah be offensively.
Yeah.
So, he's really kind of getting his feet under him. And wouldn't be surprised if he goes to our league and he's, in that 12 to 14 point a night range and, doing a lot of good things for him.
Mind you, just a freshman. This kid.
Oh, yeah, no, he is going to be a player.
He's
already a really good, nice player.
Listed at 6 foot as a freshman as Gaddis hits his first free throw. Push the lead to possession here.
He's a really quick leaper. If he can get another 2 or 3 inches on him, he's going to really be able to finish up at the rim.
And Gaddis goes 2 for 2. Substitution here. Carter Nielsen coming back on the floor for Drisdom.
Yeah, get him a quick breather. Like I said, I think he's a little under the weather right now, so get him a quick breather and get him ready to go back for the fourth quarter.
This is Isaiah playing sick.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Hey, Coach Jones will tell you always play better sick, so that was his philosophy.
MJ would agree. How about another drive there for Maddox?
Yep.
Of course, I have a lot of Jazz fans right now cursing me. Sorry, guys. Skipped over. Gaddis trying to take advantage of the open lane and gets the roll.
So just do a great job of spacing the floor and opens up those driving lanes when you go down the middle.
Timeout here, Highland, as they've got a 5-point lead. 2:19 to go. We'll be back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Welcome back. Hillcrest basketball. 42-37. Hillcrest got Highland. Beat them earlier this year. That was at Hillcrest, 76-71.
Yeah, they got Mike a quick breather. They got him back in. So, like I said, I look to see them try to get him the ball on the move a little bit more and where he can get on the block or in that mid-post so that to create for himself.
Here is Micah with it here. The drive there was by Miles. I don't know what Mahler's been able to score yet. It's a tough reverse there.
Yeah, good defense there by Nate.
Highland really defensively has done a nice job.
Yeah,
I think everyone right now well below their scoring average for the Huskies. Oh man. Yeah. Well, if nothing else, there's a good vertical for the junior Isaac Miller.
Yeah. Well, they're one away from the bonus here, so, they got to keep attacking like that and get in the lane. It'll be the foul line a lot.
And Coach Sluga here calling a timeout. I think a good one. I think that defense maybe a little bit frazzled.
Yep.
Want to get that settled. And I'm sure he'll take an opportunity to remind the officials of the foul.
Yeah.
1:43 left here in the third. We'll step aside. Timeout, Hillcrest.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. Dane Stewart, Mark Hardy with you. Been an entertaining game. Highland will have the basketball here. And Hillcrest Huskies, the defense, looking to get a stop or two here. And, boy, good defense. There it is, Deshaun.
Yeah.
And foul called here on Highland. Suffolk picking it up. That'll be the first team foul. But, hey, there's the first one for Hillcrest.
There you go. Starting to even up a little bit. So look at Seffa, a quick breather here to the quarter. And like I said, he's still getting his legs under him from football and some nagging injuries. And, again, Seffa's a kid, too. He's played a lot of basketball already. A lot as a freshman, a lot as, a ton last year as a sophomore. And he's really a nice player.
Stathis has come on the floor here for Highland, the 6'7"
right
junior. There. Hillcrest getting an open look from the corner, just strong. Deshaun, offensive board.
Yep.
And a quick whistle there. Another foul here on Highland. Deshaun's really the guy for me where it's like they got to find a way to get him going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a tough rebound right there on the backside with his athleticism. But, you've got to get a body on him because you try to jump with him. That's not going to end well for most people. Oh, they got the mismatch there.
They get it in.
Yeah.
Albers.
Good play by Maddox there. Just really disciplined to, give the shot fake and go in for that 15-footer, that mid-range shot. This is where, like when you're playing against someone like Maddox, you just worry he's going to go on that burst.
Yeah.
He's got one in him where he can make a really close game and go for 6 or 7 quick ones on you.
And an offensive foul.
Yeah, here we go. It's starting to even
up. 3
quick
ones, huh?
It's starting to even up a little bit.
Coach Jones was asking the official, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because talking with Coach Jones before the game, again, he said, hey, look, that first matchup is back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're kind of trading leads in the fourth quarter. Maddox just started making shots. You know, he had that burst, and we just couldn't get a response or get a stop when we needed it. And to your point, it feels like could it be right on the cusp?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like I said, Chris talks a lot about guys that can score out of, you know, bad offense or score out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in every team, you got to have that a little bit. Maddox, he can score out of anything. But he's done a nice job this game, really being disciplined and distributing the ball a little bit. Here goes Nate in the open floor. It's where he's really good.
Yeah, Micah's three was short. Nate running. Geez, Micah gets the block. Numbers here for Hillcrest.
There's a foul. Yeah, they got it.
That was Lamson trying to get back to make the play, but Cole here for the foul. And we're going to have a lot of free throws in the fourth quarter, Coach.
I think so. They call that one on the ground, so, you know, if I get up. But,
but that's the fourth team foul.
It's coming quick. So like I said, just going to get a quick breather for some guys right now. And big minutes right now for Carter at number 1 and Anderson at number 12. You know, young guys still trying to figure it out. It's going to be a good opportunity for him. Good pass right there.
Oh, nice handoff.
Good play.
That's a good way to get your big man going. Michael with the unselfish dish.
Yep.
And Deshaun with the finish.
Yep.
Step back. Drisdom trying to beat the horn again, short.
Yep.
And the third is done. 42-41, Highland leading Hillcrest. Fourth quarter coming up next on KSLSports.com.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. Highland basketball once again leading by 1. Here's Isaiah Drisdom. Looking to drive here. He'll pull up from 8. Won't go.
Good look right there.
It was 42-37. And this Hillcrest defense has been able to
looking to really
Highland
get it inside to him.
Deshaun. Free up a bit of that lane.
He traveled, He got that right.
Kind of gets caught there, right? The penetration kind of puts him in a tough spot.
Got a little bit low right there and didn't have the angle to get the pass off.
How about pressure here from Hillcrest?
Yeah.
I think we've seen a lot more pressure this year in the state. Would you agree?
Yeah, I know you say that. I probably would a little bit. The shot clocks help that.
Because that's what I think the reason is.
You know, if you can make someone take 6, 7, 8 seconds to get it across, now they're a little more hurried. And so I think that's encouraged teams to get out and pressure a little bit.
Offensive foul. Coach Sluga was wondering about that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And that is the 8th team foul. Of course, no free throws on a player control foul, but back with the Rams. Here's Gaddis.
Yeah. Oh, good play.
Good
He is so crafty.
Maddox had a feeling they were going to try that skip pass.
He's going to pull it here.
It's not a runner, and it's not a pull-up. It's his own shot.
Exactly.
Johnson,
good move right there. Yeah, he's got a nice burst to him.
That will end what's been almost a 5-minute scoring drought for Highland. Micah going up. Gets it to drop. This one was in danger of almost turning it over.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think you'll see Highland really start to come and help off of everyone but Maddox down the stretch. When he gets it there, you got to bring some help. That's just such a tough one-on-one cover.
Johnson finding Brown, baseline, yes. And a timeout taken, 46-43. Timeout Highland. You're watching KSL Sports Game of the Week, presented by Heinemann and Associates.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. Dane Stewart, Mark Hardy with you. Coach, you're going to see one of these teams in the Highland Rams. Boy, Region 6, I mean, that's just kind of a kick-your-feet-up league, right?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a grind. I think everyone's better this year. I mean, I can't think of a team that's not as better than they were last year. And, even just watching Brighton earlier, Tim Gardner's come in, just done a great job early. They play so much harder and just, so aggressive with great athletes. So there's going to be a lot of great games for sure.
Boy, how about the defense there of Johnson now at half court?
Did a good job.
Can they get a timeout?
Dual
possession
help
here.
ball.
And it's interesting because you talk about Murray, you talk about Olympus, obviously, Highland much improved, a lot of good teams, and Region 7's no different. I mean, this Hillcrest team, they can score. Cottonwood has been really good.
Cottonwood, yeah.
Cedar Valley's been impressive. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in 5A this year.
Absolutely. Cottonwood's had some great wins early and really got a lot of talented kids.
Gaddis able to keep that one in.
Yeah.
Well, that was a crafty pass by Johnson and one that he was just trying to save the possession.
Yeah.
Able to find his teammate.
Yeah.
Drisden playing away from Brown.
Good move right there.
Go.
Yeah.
And Sefa here picking up the loose ball foul.
Yeah.
That will be the 15th foul. So just one more to give here for Highland with 5 to go.
Yeah, Sefa's a great offensive rebound. He's such a quick leaper. He's really hard to keep off the boards. He'll step up on the screen right here and it's tough. I mean, you can see Chris telling Seppi, you got to get up. I mean, when we say up, we mean
he was calling
up,
right? calling for help,
I mean,
and Maddox realized if I penetrate, help's going to be there, so I'll just take the long two, and hits it. Drisden.
Good kick to the corner there.
Oh. Blocked away, Deshaun.
Just great athleticism there.
Here's Maddox. Off the screen.
Oh.
Ooh, good look.
That was a good one.
Skipped out. Johnson recognizing the lane again, but too strong.
You got to find him.
Albers the three. Again, a miss.
Yeah, dodged a couple bullets there.
Boy. So the loose ball foul here called on Hillcrest, but Johnson also had the arm come up on the rebound, but it came after the initial, and so
I think Anderton's going to shoot here. So
yeah, Miller was slow to get up, but he looks to be okay. Again,
he kind of just fell awkwardly.
Good. You're right, Anderton to the line here, 1-1. As Hillcrest will quickly bring on the sophomore, Tanner. 1-1 here for Jack. Are you in the camp of you'd like to see 1-1 go away?
No, I actually like 1-1.
I love 1-1.
Coach Jones would disagree with you. We've had this argument.
Well, that's the first thing I disagree with Coach Jones on.
Yeah, I know. Boy, I tell you, Highland's gotten 3 or 4 offensive rebounds off of free throws this quarter, or this half, and that's going to be important down the stretch.
Johnson had the good look, was able to kind of shade off that contact there, but couldn't hit it. Meanwhile, that was the 4th personal foul on Miller. It's why he came off the floor there for Hillcrest. Here's Micah.
A little high-low here.
Trying to spin around. Cefa's there.
He walked.
Had a couple of those today.
Yep.
3:20 to go. Oh, and a timeout taken. We'll stay here.
Great.
Coach, we're going to ask you some fun questions.
Oh, great.
All right? Insight into the life of a coach. What's a good Matt Barnes story?
Oh,
What's the craziest thing Matt's ever done around you?
Basketball related or somewhere else?
Yeah, we'll stick basketball. We don't want to embarrass him too much.
It's funny. Matt's, I've told people, I bet I've seen Matt really, get frustrated or upset in 19 years with him 3 or 4 times. I mean, he is so steady and level. He doesn't, I don't have a great story of him tearing a locker room apart or anything like that. He's always just so steady and mellow. Now, on the golf course, I've seen him get a little upset. But, on the basketball court, he really keeps a great even keel.
Has he ever thrown a club?
Oh, yeah. It's funny. I can vividly remember the only time I saw Matt throw a club because it probably went 120 yards in the air. But it only happened once, and we played a lot of golf, so.
That's great.
I would have labeled him a club thrower.
Highland basketball.
Here's Lamson. They run here. They're going to try to get Isaiah on the move. Maybe get Cefa a post touch here. Oh,
boy, over pursuit. Yep, leaves Tristan and missed it.
There. Great look, and now you got a really guarded transition.
Oh, how about that threaded ball?
Said that 3 when it goes long, especially when your point guard's in the corner shooting it, you lose that safety valve back. Maddox, great job looking up the floor right there and getting him an easy basket.
That is not an easy pass
No,
either.
It's not. And baskets are going to be hard to come by down the stretch, so if you can get an easy one like that, it's such a big advantage.
Where do you go here if you're Highland?
I go up to Isaiah and let him try to create for someone.
Isaiah looking out for Lamson.
Right there. You get, great movement, and he got it. Like I said, that's his shot. He's very, very comfortable with that shot. But it starts with Isaiah creating that advantage, and then, again, just a freshman having the presence of mind to get it out and make one extra pass, and there you go.
Lead back to the Rams. Maddox.
Yeah.
Ooh. Boy, you're talking about always makes tough shots. Yeah. I thought that one was going down.
I did too.
In amongst the trees and just came off the back.
This is where the shot clock's great because before, you want to hold it out and spread it and take your time, and now you got to play.
How about Isaiah keeping the dribble there?
Such a better game because of it.
Lamson, he's been quiet offensively today.
They did a good job on him, but it's the big one here.
Cefa, that 3 was short.
Probably not the one they wanted right there.
Maddox bringing it up, trailing by 2.
They're going to get him in the high screen, I think, right here, and look for him to create a little bit.
It's like you've scouted him before.
Well, yeah, seen it.
Long 3 here.
Oh.
A look there for Waniger just came off.
Yeah. All right. I think, like I said, get Isaiah and try to. He's going to give it up and then come get it back and then try to create off of it.
Johnson almost got caught on the hip. Shot clock 15, plenty of time here. Brown in the block. Good vision here. Shot clock to 7.
This is the big one. You got it. Yep. Just so unselfish. They just, to Chris's credit, he really teaches that. You just got to make the right basketball play. And you see down the stretch right there, I mean, that's what makes Highland difficult is, who do you focus on? They all can shoot it, and they make the right play. It's a real credit to Chris and his coaching there.
Matt Lamson, a junior, averages 14 a game coming into this one. I don't remember him with a field goal prior to that.
No.
And he hits
the big one.
Knockdown 3, 5 seconds left on the shot clock, final minute to push it to possession.
Absolutely. Matt's an interesting story because he played a lot as a sophomore last year. He got kind of thrown into that role and had to take his lumps a little bit as an undersized sophomore, but just got better every game as the year went on. And now it's really nice for him, I think, having Isaiah because you've got 2 ball handlers out there, and it kind of takes that pressure off him having to do everything in the offense to get it started.
Correction, Lamson hit a 3 in the first half, so wanted to get that settled. But appreciate our statistician help on that one. 52-47. So, Coach, trailing by 5. If you're Hillcrest here, do you look for a 3?
Yeah, I think you just get it to Maddox and look for him to create. And if he can get a 3 and a draw and kick, great. But if not, just try to get something going to the basket. Again, you've got the shot clock to play with now. So if you can go quick, you're going to get another possession. And so that's going to be. I think they'll try to get him the ball on the move here off the inbound play and have him really go downhill with it and see if they can't get in the basket quick, and then maybe try to get something. Can play the clock out. If they score under 35, then obviously you got to start to stretch the game out. But this is where Maddox is such a luxury right here because he can really, force a lot of pressure. So
5 team fouls for Highland. They can be aggressive defensively here. Just 1 timeout left for the Rams, 3 left for Hillcrest.
Yep, high screen coming. The double.
Maddox takes the 3.
There you go.
Lamson fouled here. Boy, how about Maddox Albers?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, that's what he does, right? So he's great in those late game situations when you got to go quick because he can shoot from anywhere. He's got such a burst to the lane. He can do so many things. So big 1-on-1. After this, you're in the double bonus.
Yep. Lamson to the line here. Hit the 3 moments ago, and Hillcrest here going to take a timeout. All right, so we're going to go back to trivia time.
Okay.
Coach, what is the moment that stands out to you most in this gym?
In this one?
Yep.
Let's see. I would say we played Skyline High School the year we went 27-0, and the first half of basketball we played was the best half I've ever seen a high school team play.
What was the score at half?
It was like 57 to something, but I mean, we shot the ball. I mean, I bet we had 3 or 4 guys with multiple threes. I mean, Dowdell was hitting them from the volleyball lines. Ryland was creating. I just sat there and watched and was like, wow, I've just never seen a half that good. So off the top of my head, I'd say that one. But
who's the Olympus player that you think has been the most challenging to guard for other teams in your 19 years?
I think Ryland. I mean, just because he could score in so many different ways, and then you're protecting against not only his scoring ability, but not letting him create for other people. I mean, we've had great scorers.
Yeah.
You think like a Jeremy Dowdell and a Jake Lindsay and people like that. But Ryland, that complete game, and he would be the hardest to guard.
Lamson makes the first.
And there's a good chance he's listening now with his dad playing, so we gotta make sure we give him that.
He's been one of my favorites, man.
Oh yeah, best of the best.
Lamson 2 for 2. Back
so same
to
situation here. Get Maddox on the move, and they'll probably set that double high screen again, and look for him to create. I bet Sefa jumps out high. Yeah, they're going to really try to box him in. Great patience.
Yeah. And immediately the timeout.
Just a really good play there by Maddox.
Wait, did they call a foul?
There? Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
Gaddis called for the foul. Boy, a huge call. It's going to be Wilkerson buoy to the line.
There was maybe a little contact. I thought that Brandon had just called timeout.
I thought so too.
Stop the clock, but again, great decision by Maddox not to force it right there. Plenty of time. Comes off that double screen, and there's 3 guys on him, and he gets the roll guy. Great patience right there.
Big and one opportunity for Hillcrest. No. Loose ball. Highland has it. And they foul. And we'll walk down and
double
take free
bonus
throws.
now. So.
Boy, and they almost had that offensive board.
Yeah, they
Isaac
did.
Miller
Yeah,
looked
they
like he was
did.
in great position.
Yeah.
So 2 free throws here for Grayson.
Yeah. So Hillcrest still has 2 timeouts, so they can really extend this game out. They just got to get a miss at the line, but they can really extend the game out.
And the first one missed. So this will still be a 1-possession ball game.
So I think it'll be the same thing. Maddox will get it. Let's set that double high screen for him and let him kind of make that decision. Do we go for a quick 2, or can he get a good look off for the 3?
Got to make this. Pressure, and hits it.
Still with no fouls to give now for Highland either. So.
Yep. Albers away from the screen. Tough 3 for Maddox. Missed it. Loose ball. Wilkerson has it. Puts it up and in, a quick timeout taken. And that's why you save timeouts right there, because the clock doesn't stop after a main bucket.
Yep.
And that forces it to with 3.9 left.
Yep.
So Highland will have it. And look, you got a foul here immediately.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah. You got to. I mean, you're obviously trying to steal it, but you got to do anything you can to not let them advance it. Highland's got a possession arrow, too, so they're going to get it and cover that baby right up and take the contact.
Coach, in these moments, I mean, obviously you're Highland, you're expecting you're probably going to go to the line here.
Yeah.
Anything you try to do to kind of help settle the troops, get mind right?
I mean, you remind them they got 2 things. They've got a timeout left, and they can run the baseline. So, it's a matter of just making a good decision. You'll probably run someone deep to release pressure, but you're trying to identify, obviously, who you want to get the ball with. But 5 seconds is a long time, and you got a timeout, so it's, practice these situations a lot, but, you just got to make a good decision right here. Not panic. If it gets late in the count, you just call timeout and reset yourself.
Who do you want to take these free throws if you're Highland?
They shoot the ball pretty well from the line. I mean, obviously Isaiah, good free throw shooter. Matt just made 2, so I'm more curious who they have taking the ball out. That'll be really. I think Matt will probably take it out, or actually it looks like Nate will do it. But that's kind of the big thing is you want someone who's going to take it out who can do something with it. And Hillcrest right now, you don't have the luxury of choosing who you're going to foul. You got to foul right on the catch.
It will be Johnson to inbound here for Highland. 3.9 seconds away from getting revenge.
Quick, so good job right there.
And it will be Matt Lamson walking down to shoot 2.
So Hillcrest still with the timeout, which, it really benefits them, especially off a miss on the second one, because they don't lose that time trying to, just possess the rebound. Now, this will be interesting if they get up 3. Chris is adamant that you foul up 3. But with 2.8, that's a little different conversation, too. So if they make him bold, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Lamson, good on the first.
Great shot.
Well, and look, they're just a 16 foul, so it would be 1 and 1.
Right. No, I mean, you take it, but again, though, the counter to that, as you look at the size and athleticism, Hillcrest has it at 4 and 5. That's a rebound you might be able to get. Good job by Matt making them both.
2 for 2. There's that last time out for Highland.
I think Chris called that one, actually. So that's what he's going to go over with them right now is the situation. Like, again, if you get Maddox in the backcourt, you foul back there. Do you try to make him set up? You don't want him on the move with the ball because, again, he can pull up from 35 and have a decent chance to make it. So I think that's what he's going over with them right now is, depending on where he catches, that might be where you take the foul.
Are you a fan of fouling in these situations?
Okay, so we're going to bring a painful memory because we had this conversation with Springville when we were up 3 in the state finals and we didn't foul, and they made that shot. So, it's tough. There's so many dynamics to it. I think you just got to go with what you believe in. We don't generally, because what we worry about is are we going to foul a shooter?
Right.
Do they set up a situation where they make the first one and miss the second, get the rebound, kick it out, then you could get beat on it. I mean, I think the percentage would say to foul, but high school kids, it's just do they lose their mind to foul a shooter and not think about that?
Well, there was a game I was playing in once. We were in a situation, I think we were up by 2, and we went to foul, and it got called an intentional.
Yeah,
so now you have 2 free throws and the ball, and it's
right.
and there's the ball game, right?
Yeah, you bring a lot of variables into play there. So, like I said, with this much time, I really wouldn't. When there's 5 or 6 seconds left, and they have enough time to get into something and set a screen or come off the on ball or mismatch you, then I think it's a different conversation. With only 2 seconds left, I think you got to play it out. Now, they're going to really try to wrap Maddox around here and get him the ball on the move and get him going downhill. Or flash one of the big guys up and have him catch it and then dish it to Maddox. But
they try to set Maddox on the run out.
So he's going to get a look.
Oh, just off the foot, and Highland has it.
Good play right there.
Wow, they almost had a good look. And the ball just slips through the hand, off the leg, and Highland able to get the 57-54 win.
Yeah, great game. Really 2 good teams, very evenly matched. And these are 2 teams, they're just going to continue to get better. I mean, they're going to be a factor, I think, in the state tournament, win a game or 2.
Scary teams. Look, these are 2 teams. They were in the 70s when they played the first time. You can tell both staffs had something different for this matchup. They can score and score in bunches. Coach, your pick for player of the game?
I would. Let me think about that for a second. I mean, such a good first half on the Hillcrest side, but I got to go with Isaiah. I think Isaiah was really good today, and just did a good job getting the lane and creating for a lot of people.
You could argue his half quarter of the game winner.
Yeah, at the end of the third for sure.
57-54, Highland defeats Hillcrest. For Vince Francis, Mark Hardy, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us on KSL Sports Rewind for high school basketball, folks. Our last game of 2022. Don't worry, we'll be here in 2022.
There you go.
Join us next week as we kick off region play across the state, only on KSLSports.com.